Hey there, it's Bryce from Scrape Diary here. I'm back with you with another project today. And as you can see, what I'm working on is the Google Maps platform. Now, why am I working on the Google Maps platform? Well, the platform gives you access to all of the data behind Google Maps, which, among other things, holds company and business information on it. Now, one really great strategy I've used in the past to get leads for my business is to think about where your customers are based. So if you're selling to professional services, you could be looking in a central business district, or if you're trying to sell to industrials or manufacturing, maybe you can search in an industrial park. So if you can think about where your customers are based, you can write really targeted searches for them. And the Google Maps platform allows us to write really targeted searches that allows us to search over all of that Google Maps data. Now, ideally, what we would do is write some sort of scraper that goes onto Google Maps and searches and pulls the information off for us. Unfortunately, Google will be working against us here. They really don't like people scraping that service, but they do provide an API which we can use to pull all the information out. Unfortunately, because it's an API, if you're not a developer or you're not that familiar with web development, this might be a struggle for you. It might be a little bit difficult to get started. You might not even know what an API is, which is fair enough. But what I wanted to do today is give you a big hand here and write some code that will allow you to use the Google Maps platform inside of Google Sheets. So if you've ever used a function inside Google Sheets before, I'm going to give you some functions that will basically allow you to use the Google Maps API as if you're a developer, and it's going to work straight in Google Sheets, which will allow you to generate leads for your business really quickly and at scale. So we're going to get stuck into it. Before I do, just a quick plug. Scrape Diary is a newsletter for sales and marketing teams who are working top of funnel. So those that are finding new businesses, selling to them, and closing them. And what I basically teach through the weekly newsletter is how to get more leads, how to close them more effectively, how to get a better ROI on marketing. Sign up there and you'll get more tips like this in your inbox every week. And hopefully we can get you closing some more deals. So with that, basically what I'm going to do is just give you a bit of an idea around how Google Maps works. So this is Google Maps. You've probably seen it a million times. Critically, what we're looking at doing here, in the past you might have gone to a city, for instance here London, and we might be looking at, say, restaurants in London. So let's say I wanted to know all the restaurants in and around here. So I've got some coming up in this area up here. Okay, so say I wanted to get this information, I would want to get all of this in this left-hand side pane here, but unfortunately I can't. Now, what Google Maps platform does is it gives you an API that you can essentially do the same search. So what we've essentially done here is we've picked a point, and that's basically where we're looking at, which is London. And if you look in the top bar here, you've got these two numbers, 51.5 and negative 0.14. That's latitude and longitude. And essentially what that's doing is it's telling Google, okay, take this point, this latitude and longitude that you can place on a map, and do a search in a radius around there and return the results. And that's essentially what it's doing. Google Maps API basically allows us to do exactly the same thing. And we're going to be able to recreate that inside of Google Sheets. Now, if you go onto Scrape Diary, and when you sign up, you're going to get access to the code library. And on there, you'll get some functions which you'll be able to copy into Google Scripts, which I'll show you. The way that basically will work, if I just move this up slightly, is you're going to be able to get a function that looks very similar to this. If I just drop that back in here, you'll see you run the function and you get a bunch of businesses out of it. Now, what did I do here? Essentially, I've created a custom function here called place search. Now, what place search does is it gives you the ability to search for a text query. So let's just say I want to know, in this case, golf courses in and around London. So I've gotten golf course here. I then give it a latitude and a longitude pair, which is what those were. You can see that they're roughly the same as what we had in here before. Then I give it a number here, and this is basically the radius in meters to search around. So I've got 20,000 in there, and that's basically 20 kilometers. But we could search in a much smaller radius. So say we could search 1,000, which would be 1 kilometer around there. This next bit here is going to be your API key. Now, for any of you who are familiar with this before, you'll realize this is my API key. This will be deactivated after making this video, but you'll be able to generate an API key that you'll be able to use, which basically acts as like a password, and you want to keep it really safe and secure like you would your password. And then I've given you a number here for depth, and you can think of depth as basically the number of pages in a book that you get back from the Google Places API. Google gives you 20 results at a time. So if you want more than that, then you essentially need to ask for more pages. So if instead of 0, we put 1 in there, then that's going to basically give us an additional page in there. You can say it's taking a little bit longer. You can see that's in there. So if we want to put 2 in there, that will give us 3 pages. So 2 additional pages, which gives us 60 results. And you can go up to a maximum of 20 pages if there are results in there. Okay, so what is this information that we get? We get here golf courses, the name of the golf course, this place ID, latitude, longitude, and this place type in here, which is basically what the Google Places API uses to categorize these points. So it's a point of interest, but it could be bar, restaurant, that sort of thing. Now, ideally we'd get more information than this. So this is all good that we've got the name, but we want things like their website, their phone number, their ratings, when are they open, all the stuff that you can get in Google Maps, we can get here as well. And this is where a second function comes in that I've written. So this is place search. This basically does what the Google Maps does and lets you search. This second one here is called place details, okay? And what place details will do is you give it the place ID, which is this, basically. So in this second sheet, I've basically said take the place ID from the first sheet. Then you basically ask for the fields you want, and the Google Places API documentation has a list of those actual keys, information that you can get, those fields, which I'll link in there as well. What I'm asking for is the name, the website, and the formatted phone number. And then you give it your API key when you run that, and I will run that for a few more down here so I can pull these in. You can see that you start generating a list of leads in here. So now we've got lists of golf courses, we've got their website, we've got direct telephone numbers for them. So if we wanted to start prospecting from this list, we could start doing that pretty much straight away. We could even visit their website, get contact details for them, that sort of thing. So you can see it's just really quick and really easy to start generating leads. All you really need to know in order to use this is basically where to start. So you need a point on the map, which is basically this latitude and longitude pair. And you can just get that from Google Maps. So go to Google Maps, type in any city in the world, and just see what comes up in here after the @ symbol, basically in there. And you can basically use that latitude, longitude in there. And then you basically need your search radius and you need your API key. So basically what you want to do from here is you will want to get the code from the code library on Scrape Diary once you've signed up. You can go to Tools and then Script Editor. And then basically what that will do is that will open up this script editor here for you. Okay, and then you'll get a blank project, basically copy and paste my code into yours, save it, and that will be available for you ready to use. So it's that simple. And the only final thing that you'll need is really just basically to sign up for a Google Maps platform account. And essentially the way that will work, you sign up like you would, you'll need to attach billing details, so you'll put in a credit card. You get a very generous free trial and you get a very generous amount of credits. I think when I signed up, it was roughly £250 or dollars of credit, which is a huge amount basically for the year. So don't be too concerned about putting your billing details in. You'll go in there, you'll be able to create an account, you'll get your API key, and then you'll be able to use that in those functions and start generating leads straight away. So that's it, guys. I would say go over to Scrape Diary, sign up, get into the code library there. You'll be able to download those functions in there and copy them into the Google Scripts. So you'll have those two functions that are available. So that's place search to do the search to get this list here, and then you do basically place details, which you use the place ID for, and those fields that you want coming out of it. So that's that today. Like I said, head over to Scrape Diary because what we'll have over for you there as well, the ability to comment, join the community. So if you have any issues getting this up to speed, you have any questions, comment there or buzz one of us, and we can help you get it set up. And that's it for today, guys. All the best and good luck with it.